Hello and welcome to all our viewers in Nigeria and around the world to Midday News on Global Television, coming to you live from the nation's capital, Abuja. I am Queen Agaba. A quick reminder that Global Television is on DSTV channel 365 and free to air on Nightcomsat. President Bola Ahmed Tinubu has declined assent to a bill for the establishment of Federal University of Education, Numan, Adamawa State. He conveyed the decision in a letter addressed to the Speaker, House of Representatives, Abbas Tajuddin, read by his deputy, Benjamin Kalu, who presided over the plenary. President Tinubu, while explaining his reasons for declining assent to the bill, stated, among others, that Section 22 of the bill accords the authority on the disposal of land to the governor and not the president, as it ought to be by law in respect of land belonging to a federal government entity in the case of universities. Chairman of the Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC, Professor Mahmood Yakubu, has urged members of civil society to show more interest in monitoring primary elections of political parties, emphasizing the need for continued collaboration to ensure a credible and transparent electoral process in the country. Professor Yakubu stated this at the Commission's first regular consultative meeting with civil society organization at its headquarters in Abuja. Edika Michael has the report.
Professor Yakubu highlighted the importance of monitoring report of civil society in which actionable recommendations have been drawn to improve the subsequent exercises.
To be as interested in party primaries as you are actively engaged in the monitoring of the secondary election conducted by INEC. After all, only the candidates nominated by the political parties are placed on the ballot for citizens to vote for on election day. From their monitoring reports as accredited election observers, you have consistently expressed concern over vote buying at polling units during elections.
INEC chairman also provided an update on the upcoming Anambra State governorship elections scheduled for November 8, 2025. He mentioned that the commission had released a timetable for the election in October 2024, noting that party primaries will begin on March 20, 2025 to conclude on April 10, 2025.
As required by law, the notice of election was published on 13th November 2024, that is 360 days before the date fixed for the election, scheduled to hold on the 8th of November 2025. The next activity is the conduct of party primaries, which begins next month. All political parties interested in fielding candidates for the election shall commence their primaries on 20th March 2025 and end 3 weeks later on 10th April 2025. The Commission's preparations for the election is an item on the agenda for this meeting.
In his response, Ezenwa Huagu of Partners for Electoral Reforms, representing civil society organizations, decried the participation of party leaders in vote buying during elections, a practice he started undermines the legitimacy of elections, and called on security agencies and the media to intensify efforts to curtail the menace.
Of vote buying at the general elections, and that perpetuated by the politicians will need the collective effort of not just civil society, but the security agencies and the media. And we will, as we have already started doing, continue to beam searchlights on the activities of politicians, their political parties, and their candidates in any elections. We want to implore INEC to, if possible, ensure that the level of preparedness that was put into organizing the Ondo election, that will up the ante for Anambra.
In fulfilling their responsibilities, the Commission also hinted at schedule of activities for the area council election in the Federal Capital Territory, in which elections will be conducted on Saturday, 21st February 2026. Edika Michael reporting for Global TV News.
President Bola Tinubu has signed into law the bill establishing the North Central Development Commission, NCDC. President of the Senate, Godswill Akpabio, announced the signing of the bill during a session in the Senate chamber, stating that the President has also assented to North Central Development Commission Establishment Bill 2024 in order to bring development to the grassroots. The Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, EFCC, has arrested 4 officials of the National Hajj Commission of Nigeria in Abuja over alleged fraud and money laundering. The 4 officials were arrested on Tuesday at the Commission's headquarters located at 991-992 Zakaria May Mallory Street, Central Business District, Abuja. The operatives who arrived at the Commission in a white bus at exactly 11 a.m. with a valid warrant of arrest left the premises with the spokesperson of the Commission, Fatima Usara, and 3 others. The federal government has unveiled the National Broadband Alliance, a new initiative aimed at transforming the nation's digital infrastructure and boosting connectivity across the country. The initiative was unveiled in Lagos by the Minister of Communications, Innovation and Digital Economy, Bosun Tijani, who was represented by the Executive Vice Chairman of the Nigerian Communications Commission, Aminu Maida. In his address, Tijani stated that National Broadband Alliance would significantly enhance broadband penetration, which has grown from just 6% in 2015 to approximately 42% as of October 2024. Court has acquitted Fani Kayode of forgery case. The Special Offences Court sitting in Ikeja, Lagos, acquitted and discharged a former Minister of Aviation, Femi Fani Kayode, of medical forgery charges brought against him by the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission. Justice Olubunmi Abike Fadigbe, while delivering a ruling on the no-case submission filed by Fani Kayode's counsel, held that the prosecution failed to establish a prima facie case against him. As a result, the court ruled that the former minister had no case to answer regarding the allegations. Benue State government has signed a memorandum of understanding with Zebra Crop Bank to address challenges associated with post-harvest losses. Correspondent Felicity Ndere reports that the initiative is to provide the needed infrastructure for storage and processing of agro products.
As a follow of this MOU, we are still going to have technical sessions that will deepen conversation about the engagement between Zebra House and Benue State government and other agencies of the Ministry of Agriculture.
The Memorandum of Understanding between Benue State Government and the private investor is to tackle post-harvest losses by construction of storage and processing facilities for smallholder farmers in farming communities, as well as providing access to market and credit facilities. Director General of Bureau for International Cooperation and Development, Leo Angelio Viashma, explained that the partnership is a product of due process and diligence that aligns with the present administration's policy to adequately manage pre- and post-harvest losses.
Aligns 100% with His Excellency's policy, one, of ensuring that we manage post-harvest loss, on ensuring adequate storage facilities for our crops and yield, of ensuring that we strengthen government systems and government organizations that have to do with agriculture, and ensuring that there's capacity being built for our civil servants and, of course, one of the biggest components of agriculture, which is extension workers. This project deals with all of that.
Chief Executive Officer of Zebra Crop Bank, Buffy Okeke Ojiodu, said the initiative will be implemented within 5 years.
We provide those that have access to sale, storage services for the farmers, access to credit using the commodities as collateral, and price transparency. And we value add by doing primary processing at low cost to the farmers as well.
The Memorandum of Understanding, according to the bank's Chief Executive Officer, is expected to cost over $15 million. In Makurdi, Felicity Ndere, reporting for Global TV.
Governor Hope Uzodinma has inaugurated the Governing Council of the University of Agriculture and Environmental Sciences, Umuagu, at a ceremony held at the Government House, Owerri. The event was attended by key stakeholders in the education and agricultural sectors, highlighting the state's commitment to advancing both fields. Our correspondent, Amarachi Ibe, was there.
In his address, Governor Uzodinma charged the council to prioritize the dream of mechanizing agriculture in Imo State. He stressed the importance of teamwork and urged the members to collaborate closely in order to achieve tangible results for the development of the state's agricultural sector. The governor also highlighted his administration's zero tolerance for corruption.
All of you are choosing based on your proven integrity. That also should reflect in the performance of your duties. This administration has zero tolerance for corruption. I want to assure you that I will do all that is required for the success of your assignment. This university is very pivotal in our quest for food security.
Urging the council to ensure that the university contributes to the advancement of both education and agriculture in the state.
You have the responsibility to translate this our vision of mechanized agriculture into reality. I expect you therefore to formulate policies that are tailored towards achieving that objective. I expect you to innovate ways of improving the academic and practical knowledge of students in agriculture.
Speaking on behalf of the other council members, Chairman of the council, Professor Nelson Aleno, assured the governor that they would work with dedication and commitment to achieve the goals set for them.
On behalf of these excellent men and women that are put together with me, this council, we want to give you our confidence. We want to assure you that this honor bestowed on us today will be something that the state will be happy about.
The inauguration of the Governing Council is seen as a crucial step in advancing both higher education and agricultural development in Imo State. In Owerri, Amarachi Ibe reporting for Global TV News.
7 years after the alleged displacement of over 200,000 Bassa indigents by the Egbura ethnic group in the total local government area of Nasarawa State, the natives are set to return to their ancestral homes on February 10th. The acting chairman of Bassa Youth for Peace Coalition Forum, Joshua Gomina, disclosed this while speaking with journalists. The development followed several peace meetings organized by the state government and heads of security agencies in the state. Kebbi State Government has announced the rescheduling of the 61st Agungu International Fishing and Cultural Festival to 2026. Speaking at a press briefing, the Deputy Governor of Kebbi State and Chairman of the festival's main committee, Senator Umar Agungu, stated that the decision was reached after consultations with the Agungu Emirates Council. He explained that the rescheduling was necessary to facilitate comprehensive renovation works on the festival venues, ensuring they meet modern standards and are structurally sound. The Federal High Court in Abuja has ordered the Independent National Electoral Commission to pay 1.12 billion naira in compensation to the family of Mike Madu, killed by an INEC driver in Imo State. Justice Eyang Ekwo, in a judgment, ordered the commission to pay the damages with 10% interest per annum from the date of judgment until the final or full payment is made. In addition, the judge ordered INEC, its chairman, Professor Yakubu Mahmood, and other defendants to send a letter of condolence to the late Madu's family. Ogun State Police Command arraigned the suspended Olorile of Orile for Shemiu Adewale Ogunjobi for assaulting a 73-year-old chief, Abraham Ariola, Ogunjobi was arraigned on 3 counts bordering on conspiracy, assault and conduct likely to cause a breach of peace. The Nigerian Police Force spokesman Olumuyiwa Adejobi confirmed this in a statement. Governor Francis Nwifuru of Ebonyi has urged the people of Amago village in Kalaha, Ishelu local government area of the state to remain calm after a suspected gunmen's attack. Nwifuru made the plea in a statement by his chief press secretary, Monday Uzo, in Abakaliki. The governor, while condemning the attack, described it as a flagrant disregard to the sanctity of human life. It was reported that the attack led to the death of 10 persons and destruction of houses and other properties worth millions of naira. You're watching the live broadcast of Midday News on Global Television, coming to you from the nation's capital, Abuja. When Midday News returns, South Africa's president calls Musk to calm Trump land roll. We'll bring you details of this as well as foreign and sports stories right after the break. Please stay with us. Many thanks for staying with us. In business, the federal government has disclosed that motorists plying the Abuja-Kefi-Akwanga-Makurdi highway will now pay tolls ranging from 500 naira for salon cars to 1,600 naira for multi-axle vehicles. The Minister of Works, Senator David Umahi, said during the official inauguration of the new tolling regime at Garaku toll station, Nasarawa State, that funds generated from the venture will be used for the maintenance of federal roads nationwide. Recall that the China Exim Bank provided a $460.8 million loan used to fund the 227.2 kilometers road project. The federal government has reaffirmed its commitment to sound fiscal management and economic sustainability by implementing the revised cash management policy and bottom-up cash planning protocols. A press statement by the Director of Information and Public Relations at the Federal Ministry of Finance, Mohammed Manga, says the Minister of State for Finance, Dr. Doris Uzoka Anite, made this known at the stakeholders review meeting on implementing the policy in Abuja. China says it would impose tariffs on imports of U.S. energy, vehicles and equipment, firing a return salvo in an escalating trade war between the world's 2 biggest economies. U.S. President Donald Trump on Saturday announced sweeping measures against major trade partners, Canada and Mexico, with goods from China hit with an additional 10% tariff on top of the duties they already endure. Minutes after they came into effect, Beijing unveiled levies of 15% on imports of coal and liquefied natural gas from the United States. At the same time, crude oil, agricultural machinery, big engine vehicles and pickup trucks face 10% duties. On the foreign scene, South Africa's President Cyril Ramaphosa has moved to defuse a row with the new U.S. administration over a new land law by speaking to Elon Musk. Musk is a close advisor to U.S. President Donald Trump, who on Sunday threatened to cut all future funding to South Africa over allegations that it was confiscating land and treating certain classes of people badly. The South African tech billionaire joined the criticism, asking on X why Ramaphosa had what he called openly racist ownership laws. In another development, Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu is set to meet President Donald Trump as Israel and Hamas say they are ready for negotiations on a new phase in their fragile Gaza ceasefire. Netanyahu, the first foreign leader to visit the White House since Trump returned to power last month, will discuss the truce's future and efforts to end the Gaza war. Hours before their meeting, Netanyahu's office say Israel will send a delegation to the Qatari capital Doha later this week for negotiations. U.S. Secretary of State Marco Rubio says El Salvador has offered to take in those it termed dangerous criminals held in American jails, including those with U.S. citizenship. After meeting President Nayib Bukele on a visit to the Central American country, Rubio says the U.S. is profoundly grateful, noting that no country has ever made an offer of friendship such as that. Rubio says El Salvador will also accept for deportation migrants of any nationality who are criminals and in the U.S. unlawfully. In sports, Nigeria will slug it out with bronze medal winners China in her opening Group B game at the FIBA Under-19 Women's World Cup 2025 in Czech Republic in July. The junior did Tigress match up against their Chinese counterparts on July 12, 2025, and was made known after the tournament draw yesterday in Beareno. After the China game, the Nigerian women's team will play Canada on July 13th and Portugal on July 15th. Carlo Ancelotti says Kylian Mbappe would miss Real Madrid's upcoming Copa del Rey quarter-final against Leganés with a bruised calf and backed his club's complaint about Spanish refereeing. French striker Mbappe was hacked down by Espanyol's Carlos Romero during their 1-0 La Liga defeat on Saturday, with the defender avoiding a red card and going on to score the winning goal against the league leaders. That's it on Global Television's Midday News, and it came to you live from the nation's capital, Abuja. A quick reminder that Global TV is on DSTV channel 365, on Star Times channel 276, and free to air on Nightcomsat. Kindly follow us across all social media platforms using @Global TV NG and other handles now showing on your screen. I'm Queen Agaba. Thank you for watching, and see you again.